Imagine a city glowing brightly at night, yet no one can explain where the power comes from. No wires from a national grid, no humming diesel generators, no visible solar farms. Just silent, uninterrupted electricity. Deep within Africa, a hidden technology is quietly powering communities, and hardly anyone is talking about it. This is the untold story of Africa's secret battery, a groundbreaking innovation that could reshape not only cities across the continent, but the entire global energy race. For decades, Africa has been painted as a continent struggling with energy shortages, rolling blackouts, limited access to electricity, and over-reliance on imported fuels have slowed development. But what if the solution was never outside, but within Africa itself? A new type of ultra-efficient battery technology has emerged, one that doesn't rely on expensive imports, doesn't drain scarce resources, and most importantly, can operate in silence while storing massive amounts of renewable energy. This hidden battery is not science fiction. Across select regions in southern and western Africa, small pilot projects have already proven its potential. Entire neighborhoods are lit, businesses run smoothly, and hospitals stay powered, even when the national grid goes dark. But here's the fascinating part. Unlike traditional lithium-ion or lead-acid batteries, Africa's breakthrough relies on abundant local materials that global powers have long overlooked. Think of it like this. Most batteries store energy chemically, but they degrade quickly, are expensive to scale, and often rely on minerals controlled by foreign powers. Africa's hidden battery, however, is designed for longevity, sustainability, and low-cost scalability. It can last up to 10 times longer than conventional batteries. It remains stable under extreme heat, perfect for African climates, and it can be built with locally sourced materials, cutting dependency on international suppliers. In other words, this isn't just a battery. It's an energy revolution hidden in plain sight. So, why haven't you heard about this? The answer is complex. Energy is power, literally and politically. If Africa becomes energy independent with its own battery technology, global giants in oil, gas, and even lithium mining could lose billions. That's why much of this innovation is operating under the radar, quietly scaling up while avoiding unwanted attention. If deployed at scale, Africa's hidden battery could do more than keep the lights on. It could transform cities into self-sufficient power hubs, slash the need for fossil fuel imports, and give Africa a leading role in the renewable energy revolution. Imagine a future where instead of Africa depending on the world for technology, the world turns to Africa for clean energy solutions. The hidden African battery is no longer a dream. It's real, it's here, and it could change everything. But the question remains, will the world allow Africa to lead this quiet revolution, or will powerful forces try to bury it before it sees the light of day? The future of energy may already be here, and Africa could be the one holding the key. Backhand index pointing right, what do you think? Will this hidden battery remain a secret or become the world's next big energy breakthrough? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this story as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because the future is happening now, and you won't want to miss it. Behind closed doors, governments, startups, and even underground labs across Africa are racing to perfect this hidden battery. Leaked reports suggest that in some cities, prototypes are already running entire industrial zones. Yet the public is told little about how the energy flows. Locals simply describe it as the light that never goes out. But whispers are growing louder. Who is really behind this technology? Is it homegrown genius, or quiet partnerships with outsiders who want to keep Africa's advantage a secret? At the center of this story are a handful of African inventors, engineers, and visionaries. Some work openly, sharing their breakthroughs with universities and green tech hubs. Others prefer silence, fearing corporate sabotage or political pressure. History tells us this isn't new. Many African innovators have been silenced or bought out before their ideas reach the world stage. But this time, the stakes are different. The technology isn't just a gadget. It's the backbone of tomorrow's cities. And where there's power, there's resistance. Multinational corporations, heavily invested in fossil fuels and lithium mines, see Africa's hidden battery as a threat. According to insiders, lobbying efforts are already underway to slow down patents, restrict funding, and pressure governments to shelve projects. But innovation has a way of breaking through. Despite pushback, pilot projects are expanding, from remote villages to bustling capitals. The silence surrounding the technology may not last much longer. Think about this. If Africa perfects this technology and scales across borders, it won't just light up homes. It could power high-speed trains, autonomous vehicles, data centers, and even new megacities. Entire regions could leapfrog the West's outdated grid systems and jump straight into a new era of clean, decentralized energy. And that possibility terrifies those who currently control the global energy game. But here's the most important question. Who will own this future? Will Africa guard the battery as its own intellectual treasure, ensuring the benefits stay on the continent? Or will powerful nations swoop in, buying, copying, or even stealing the technology before it's fully realized? This hidden battery is not just about electricity. It's about sovereignty. It's about control. And it's about rewriting Africa's place in the global story of innovation. As Africa quietly tests and scales its hidden battery, whispers have reached the global stage. In conference halls in Europe, in secret boardrooms in Asia, and even in intelligence briefings in Washington, questions are being asked. What is this new technology in Africa? Who controls it? And how fast can it spread? Some call it the African energy miracle. Others warn it's a geopolitical disruptor. It should come as no surprise that China, already dominant in solar panels and lithium mining, has shown great interest. Reports suggest quiet delegations have visited African capitals, offering partnerships, investments, and infrastructure in exchange for access. But African leaders are cautious. They've seen this playbook before: resources extracted, innovations exported, while the continent is left behind. This time, they know the hidden battery could be Africa's greatest bargaining chip yet. Meanwhile, the West faces a dilemma. On one hand, they desperately need cleaner, more efficient energy storage to meet climate goals. On the other, an African-led energy revolution threatens decades of dominance. Could this be the moment when Africa finally sets the terms of the deal, rather than being told what the deal should be? While politicians argue, the batteries continue to spread quietly. A school in Nigeria never loses power. A hospital in Zimbabwe runs entirely off-grid. A growing business hub in Kenya operates day and night with no fear of blackouts. These are not headlines yet, but they are happening. And every success story adds pressure to keep the technology alive, even as powerful forces try to bury it. But the silence cannot last forever. Sooner or later, the world will wake up to the fact that Africa is sitting on an energy revolution that could outpace lithium, outshine fossil fuels, and even disrupt nuclear ambitions. And when that moment comes, the hidden African battery will no longer be a secret. It will be a battleground. As the truth slowly leaks out, the hidden African battery becomes the center of a global tug-of-war. Intelligence agencies are reportedly tracking shipments, monitoring labs, and even attempting to recruit insiders. Every nation wants a piece of breakthrough. Behind the scenes, secret negotiations unfold. Promises of billions in foreign aid, offers of military protection in exchange for exclusive rights, and in some cases, veiled threats to discourage African leaders from going public. The battery is no longer just technology. It's power in its purest form. But a network of African scientists, entrepreneurs, and visionaries refuse to let the innovation slip away. They've seen how history repeats itself. Gold, diamonds, oil, and even rare earth minerals taken without fair return. This time, they vow will be different. The hidden battery must remain a weapon for progress, not exploitation. Quietly, they form alliances across borders, building a shield of secrecy to protect the technology while they scale it in silence. Meanwhile, on the ground, the results are breathtaking. Entire neighborhoods in Lagos operate on clean, stored energy. Cape Town experiments with powering public transport fleets entirely on the hidden battery. In Ghana, tech hubs run 24/7 without ever touching the grid. These aren't futuristic visions. They are living proof that Africa may be stepping into a new era, far ahead of what the rest of the world expected. Then something happens. A leak. An investigative journalist publishes photographs of what looks like a massive underground storage facility in southern Africa. Documents claim the battery inside could power an entire city of 500,000 people for months without recharge. The news spreads like wildfire. Suddenly, Africa's secret is no longer a whisper. It's a storm. Now the world is watching. Investors are circling. Global corporations are sharpening their strategies. And ordinary Africans are beginning to ask, if this is true, why don't we all have access to it yet? The silence is breaking, and with it comes a new danger: exposure. Because once the secret is fully out, the hidden African battery won't just power cities. It will ignite a struggle unlike anything the energy world has ever seen. The leak electrifies the continent. In Nairobi, students march demanding open access to the new battery. In Johannesburg, entrepreneurs begin pitching startups centered on off-grid power. Across West Africa, social media floods with a single question: why is our future being kept a secret? Governments scramble. Some issue denials, calling the reports exaggerated. Others admit the battery exists, but insist it's still experimental. Behind the political spin, one truth remains clear: the secret is out, and Africa's people want in. Outside Africa, the leak triggers panic. Oil markets jitter as investors fear entire regions may no longer depend on fossil fuels. Lithium prices drop overnight. Renewable energy companies in the West scramble to understand how they missed this breakthrough. And in Beijing, closed-door meetings intensify. China's state media barely mentions the story, but insiders know Africa may now hold a technology that rivals their grip on global battery production. Within weeks, strange events unfold. A European energy giant offers to fund research collaborations with African labs. American think tanks release reports warning of strategic vulnerabilities if Africa controls storage technology. And quietly, delegations in the Middle East propose partnerships, hinting at energy trade routes built not on oil, but on this hidden battery. Africa is no longer being courted for its raw materials. Now, it's being courted for its intelligence. But not everyone wants Africa to succeed. Reports surface of unexplained fires at research facilities, mysterious cyber attacks on startup servers, and strange disappearances of key engineers. Amid this storm, African leaders face a historic choice: keep the battery secret, protected but limited in reach, sell parts of the technology to foreign powers for quick wealth, or unite across borders to build a Pan-African energy revolution, one that could light up the continent and change the balance of global power forever. The crossroads is here, and the next move will decide not just Africa's future, but the future of the entire world's energy system. The pressure builds to a breaking point. International powers tighten their grip, sending waves of offers, threats, and covert operations. Within Africa, divisions grow, some leaders tempted by quick deals, others determined to protect the battery as a symbol of independence. But then, something unprecedented happens. For the first time in modern history, a coalition of African nations calls an emergency summit. Not about borders, not about trade disputes, but about energy sovereignty. After days of secret talks, a bold declaration is made. The hidden battery will not be sold to the highest bidder. It will not be buried under foreign contracts. It will be scaled, protected, and shared within Africa first. The news shakes the world. For centuries, Africa was seen as a source of raw materials for others' industries. Now, it declares itself the source of the future. Weeks later, the world witnesses the unveiling. Cameras broadcast as an African megacity, once plagued by blackouts, flips a switch. Entire skyscrapers, factories, hospitals, and transit systems roar to life, powered solely by the hidden battery. No noise, no smoke, no dependence. Just silent, endless energy. The crowd erupts. For the first time, the hidden African battery steps into the light. The impact is immediate. Oil prices crash. Fossil fuel companies scramble. Lithium-dependent economies are forced to rethink their future. But for Africa, this is more than technology. It is proof that the continent can lead, not just follow, in the greatest industrial shift of the century. As night falls, cities across Africa shine brighter than ever before. From Lagos to Nairobi, from Cape Town to Accra, a new era begins. The hidden battery, once a whispered secret, is now the foundation of a revolution. And though challenges remain, sabotage, politics, and global pressure, one truth is undeniable. Africa has lit the path to the future, and the world will never be the same. The hidden African battery is no longer hidden. It's real, it's powerful, and it's changing everything. The question now is not if the world will follow, but how quickly